If you have mountains of positive psychology data, mountains of data about spirituality, nutrition, fitness, how to thrive and transcend life's many challenges, if you have mountains and data on yourself available in your subconscious, so what's holding you back from thriving more? So let's say now that, where I started, we're doing this, you're either at that point now or you will be there soon. What's holding you back from getting 60, 80, 90, 100 at excellence consistently if you have all that data from your subconscious? So for a lot of us, this is the setup of our life, right? This is where we live, who we live with, how much money we have, how much money we need to have, if we care about money, our relationships, our education, our sense of adventure or newness, all this stuff, right? So there's a really key number of ingredients that I found are absolutely pivotal to just having as checkboxes of life categories. There's a lot of people who talk about this stuff. They all have systems. Most of those systems have value. I'm not claiming to be the end-all be-all best in the world. I'm claiming to have something that's very effective, that dozens of people who I've supported one-on-one, hundreds of people with online comments and emails have said this was great for them. So these are four of the biggest categories and the best. As always, personalized and tailored to you, and you know yourself best. And if you know a contradiction or a way to improve anything I share, please let me know. We're both students. I might just have a different phase of development. So how to manage time and energy really well. So this is a key and sometimes an Achilles heel. For so long, even now, I have attachment to wanting to sleep less with no ill physiological effects. And imagine if you could sleep less and feel just as awesome. That's a simple win, right? If you can sleep on 2 hours less sleep and be just as healthy, just as sharp, just as energetic, just if not more so, and it's sustainable and it's not forced with biochemistry that shifts your balance to a way you don't want, that's awesome. And then managing time, that's a very analytical, left-brained approach mixed with some intuition. So I'm going to go into both of those, into systems I've studied, and from things like Harvard Business School's Guide to Decision Making, thought leaders like Brendan Bouchard, doing a lot of Tim Ferriss study and self-experimentation. As always, I'm on the road to be Tim Ferriss of spirituality. I think the world needs many, not just one. So as we consider these different things, managing time, I want to cover that first because I believe that's more simple, and I believe energy is key to being able to manage time well. If you have enough energy, enough vitality, you feel good, you're more efficient, you're on top of it. But just for time management, I'm just going to zap off a few principles. And if you think one is what you need right now, just write it down or type it out as a thing to focus on, or strategic plan, or meditate on for half an hour, because if that's holding you back, work on it. So I'm going to give sound bites with little bits of info, then move to energy. Again, if you want more, hit me up. So 5 sound bites on time management. Get really good at knowing how to plan accurately. That's something that you might think is a duh. Planning how long a meal takes is pretty easy. If it's a meal you've made before, how long it takes. But if you're a software developer and you're working on something that 50 other developers are touching, it might be really hard to plan perfectly and accurately. But if you're planning your fitness routine, you can very easily find a good professional who knows how to do what you want to do in flexibility, skill, build muscle, lose fat, build coordination, build balance, rehab from an injury, whatever, right? So I used to go to the gym for 3 hours. I'm like, I want to stretch everything, I want to strengthen everything, I want to get my heart really good, I want a hot tub and detox, and I want to do a good warm-up and a good cool down and meditate. Meditation's kind of not really working out, but those were 15 minutes back then. And I kept injuring my body because I wouldn't let my body heal after a workout. I was overworking it and underfeeding it, and I burnt it out. Now I work out for 45 minutes to an hour and a half every other day, sometimes every day, but usually the days in between my main workout, I'll do a specialty class like a Pilates type of thing. And I'm more fit than where I was 10 years ago, which is always nice. I have more endurance, more strength, more like passion and vigor, way less pain. And I'm just working out more efficiently. So first thing is figure out how to do as efficiently as possible what you're doing by somebody who does it more quickly than you. Second thing for managing time is know how much downtime you need to recover your energy. And that's close to number 3 is optimize your biochemistry. And the reason those go together is if you get really hungry and you eat a big crappy meal, a lot of heavy meat, simple sugary carbs, and a lot of fake processed sugar, and you eat 3 times as many calories your body needs, you feel lethargic and crappy probably for a while, if not that day, or 2 or 3 if you ate something very inflammatory, right? But if you have complex carbs, maybe a couple simplex carbs first to get the blood sugar spike, to not be hungry, a healthy protein that you can digest, meat or non-meat. I'm not getting into the meat stuff right now, but a healthy protein you can completely digest in 3 hours. If you don't know how long it takes you, it's your own digestive system. Shouldn't you spend some time to know it? Might be worth it, right? So if you can optimize how you get energy and how you produce energy, so how you absorb it from food and how you exert it in activity, those are two major categories. And the third one of biochemistry I kind of just alluded to. Do you know what taking in lemons does to you, greens do, meat or organic grass-fed meat, fruit, different fruits and vegetables? And this might, you might be like, food is food, unhealthy is unhealthy. Well, if you get your blood tested or your stool tested, as I have, or your genetics tested, as I have, plus adding in all the intuition stuff and all the spiritual food map stuff, you might find that tomatoes are really good for you, but onions weaken you. And that might be very subtle. It might be more subtle than drinking, the maximum amount of alcohol to make you throw up is bad for you, right, in a bunch of ways. So maybe, 10% of that is onions, right? It's worth knowing that. But on a big level, you can just observe, macro level, do you drink soda? Do you smoke cigarettes? Do you take in a lot of something that takes your body extra work to process and can cause harm? And are you not taking the supplements or doing the practices to, reverse that harm? Because you can smoke and be in perfect health. I believe, I'm not a medical doctor, so there's probably contradictions about that, but I believe you can smoke like a cigarette a day, do a couple of supplements and live healthy and still be in perfect health. Just a belief, whether you call it placebo or not. But smoking 20 cigarettes a day, you have to do a lot more work, right? So whether it's onions or meat or overeating a processed sugar or wheat or unfiltered water, tap water, whatever it is, optimize your biochemistry. So those are three things that can help you use your time more by giving you more energy, but by helping you not have to decide what to eat, right? I eat about 25 foods on a regular basis. There's, a bunch I won't touch. Because those 25 I know are the best for me, I don't have to think about it. It's enough variety, but I don't have to think about what to shop. I don't have to think about what to make or buy when I'm out and about. Like I won't eat fried chicken. Like maybe once in 2 or 3 months in a special occasion, fine. And that just makes life a lot easier. That saves you time making decisions. So that's number 4, learn how to make decisions as quickly as possible. So when I read, which I encourage you to read if you really care about this topic, how do you make good decisions more quickly? And this is kind of like a thin ice thing, because if you act too quickly without proper planning and investigation, you could make a wrong decision with consequences contrary to your goals, i.e. a bad decision and life starts to suck. If you want to go into that type of story, like, very mainstream, but some of us are there sometimes.